here, it's not going to be a major winner. And we are talking about, okay, we are live. Are we live here on YouTube? Yeah, we are live. Hang on a second. And Yahoo is frozen. Okay, hang on a second. Let's pull this up. Let's share this tab instead. Okay, so here's, by the way, so here's what we're talking about. First stock up on the day. We're talking about TUYA, TUYA, which is, by the way, we're gonna have a new banger this week, guys. Get ready. Wednesday, we're launching a brand new banger. By the way, when I say a banger, this means one of our client stocks, which means that those go up 100% of the time. They have actually, we have literally 100% win rate. Yes, 100% win rate. All our next super stocks. That's the category. Next super stocks. They've all exploded. Okay, they've all exploded. So what are we talking about right now? We're talking about right now TUYA, TUYA, which is breaking out on the charts. We've got major volume here. Hang on a second. We got major volume coming in, and I just want to show you one thing real quick. Let's pull this up. So we got major volume, and I got the 1 hour chart on the screen. Hang on, I want to show you this 1 hour chart. We get the 1 hour chart. We're forming here. By the way, when you see a stock go up like this, by the way, every time the stock, somebody tries to push it down and bounces up, it opens lower and bounces up. This morning, it opened lower, boom, it goes up. And now we're hitting new highs on the stock, okay? We are hitting new highs on TUYA, which is an embodied AI company. We're talking about robots, AI, like the Labubu stuff, the toys and all that. It is unbelievable. JBBS, hang on a second. I'm going to be with you in just one moment. I see you emailed. Okay, JBBS. Hang on a second. Let me just finish up with TUYA. So what is going on over here is we got a cup and handle formation happening. I believe tomorrow there's the big breakout. We're going to have earnings after the close today. Earnings are 7:30 Eastern time. I think something big is probably happening because, again, we're seeing this major breakout formation. I'm in the stock. I'm in the calls. It's not a client stock. I do believe this thing has a 10-bagger upside potential. By the way, guys, just so you know, so what we do is every day, I'm scanning through, thousands, about 8,000 stocks, 8,000 stocks. And, we're looking for stocks that have two things. Number one is they're going to be breaking out. Okay, they're going to be breaking out of moving averages, out of chart patterns, out of a major base, and they also have to have 10x upside potential. Okay, so I'm not in the business of day trading. I'm not a swing trader. I'm not a day trader. I'm looking for stocks because I don't have the attention to sit in front of a computer all day. Why? I'm looking for a stock which basically I can get into and ride the trend as it increases 1,000%. Exactly like I did with EOSC, which I got into at $1.20 a year ago, sold at $16, and it was a 1,400% profit. The stock went to $20. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those types of trade setups. And if you want to join us, okay, you want to get in on the ground floor whenever we have a new stock like that, click the link above to join us on our private Telegram channel. It's on WAP. Link above in the bio. To get that, we have a private Telegram channel, and every day, we put out a couple stocks that have those breakouts. Sometimes it's 3 stocks, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 0. But usually every week we have about 4 or 5 stocks that are breaking out of the key moving averages that are ready to go to the moon. I'm looking for 10x upside, okay? And here's the crazy thing. Here is the crazy thing. I'll play the track record. We had a bunch of winners, very high success rate, especially with the biotechs. We had a bunch of biotech breakouts. And unfortunately, they all were profitable, and then they reversed. I'm telling you from my personal experiences, I held them and took losses on most of the biotechs. We have one that's working out right now, which is NTLA, which is up. NTLA, it had a big swing. I'm up at like 8%. That's nothing. It's garbage. Here's the winners that we have. We have Tygo that's up over 150%. Tygo, TYGO, from $1.80, we hit over $4.50, I think, the other day. So that's basically a triple. So Tygo is almost a triple in the first month. By the way, for 10 baggers, it takes on average 6 to 9 months for one of our stocks to increase 1,000% or more. Okay, if you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, okay, it is the book. It gives you the system. Okay, so it takes about 6 to 9 months. So you got to have some patience. Now, going in this morning, okay, let's talk about what's going on in the markets. going in this morning, I told you guys, we were long big time on oil, and we only had one gold position, talking personally, which is KGC, Kinross. I had the call options. And, the crazy thing is here with Iran, look, we had a major pop this morning, and this is, I talked about this, this is exactly what would happen is the markets, the index, it's going to normalize this week. I think that the NASDAQ, the markets are going to be exploding by Wednesday. By Wednesday, the markets are going to be running like crazy. And I think gold got a little bit ahead of itself. Oil got a little bit ahead of itself. But here's the reality. If you look at the oil charts, the oil stocks we are in, the oil stocks we're in, the charts are absolutely explosive. They are absolutely explosive. It looks like it's a structural trend. This is not a one-time thing. It's a structural change. We're going to be talking about them. So TUYA, yes, TUYA is exploding. Hang on a second. Let's pull up TUYA. By the way, we're going to have a new banger Wednesday. New banger. Most likely that stock will double in the first day, okay? How do I know it's going to double on the first day? Well, because we have a 99% success rate. Literally, 99% of our, excuse me, I'm sorry, 100%. Every single one of our stocks that we launch, that's a client stock, meaning it's paid content. Every one of those stocks is increased on the first day. Usually they double, whether it was, lottery that tripled from 70 cents to 2 and change, Aditex, ADN that basically doubled on the first day, ADN tripled in 3 days, Hoth doubled in the first day, Seattle went up 800% in 8 days. We had, of course, who else do we have? WGRX doubled in the first day. We had Worksport and CXAI only went up 50%. That was in the last. That was in December, September, October. But here's the deal: this new stock. I think the reason the last two only went up 50% is there were some shares that came out. They were doing the ATM financing. There was a convertible. There was a bunch of stock that came out. This one that's coming out Wednesday, there's no stock hitting the market. Okay, this is a stock that's trading under 10 million market cap, and has a massive catalyst for the upside. And here's the great thing: it's trading at like 70 cents on the dollar. So these guys have like more cash. There is more cash in the bank than the current market cap. Okay, there is more cash in the bank than the current market cap. What does it mean? It means you're getting the stock for free. And most importantly, we have a beautiful breakout chart set up. We get a beautiful breakout chart set up that's ready to go to the moon. Okay, let's talk about TUYA for a second. I just want to bring this up on the screen. We'll talk about the gold and we'll talk about the oil stocks. You know what's funny? One of the stocks that we are in is Nat exploding. Jonathan Quayle Higgins. How do I get my 10-bagger blueprint signed? You buy it. Give me a call. We'll get it signed for you, Mr. Higgins. Okay, Nat is Nat exploding. This morning it came in super hot. Let's see, where are we now? Let's see. It's probably pulled back. Here we go. NAT, N-A-T. That's one of our winners. Okay, guys, check this out. Jonathan Quayle Higgins, Mr. Langen-Zone. Thank you for bringing that up. I just want to bring this up for the TikTokers. Guys, check this out. NAT. This is one of the stocks we're in. We're also in another oil and gas tanker stock. So we got into NAT over here. We got into the other stock somewhere around here. Okay. It's another. If you want to find out what that is, you got to join us on WAP. Again, click the link above in the bio. But this is what's going on with NAT. Okay. This is NAT. Look at that chart. Okay. This thing wants to go to the moon. It's a structural shift. Okay. Let me show you the weekly chart so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Check this out. Okay. Check this out. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay, this is the weekly chart. Previous high over $50. Previous high over $50. Double bottom and a breakout above the 50 and the 200 moving average. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? It means it's going to the moon. Okay. I'm along in the stock. It's not a client. This is a stock that our Penny Stock Billionaire Gang, our private trading community, is in. We are in NAT. Okay, we are in NAT. Will we get news flow on TUYA today? I think, TUYA is going to have earnings after the close, 7:30. TUYA earnings, 7:30. By the way, I just want to talk about Bitcoin. Somebody brought something up about Bitcoin over here. Guys, Bitcoin is garbage. It is pure trash. It is going to go to zero. How do I know? Look at the way it's acting. This is the environment where you expect Bitcoin to be, to be going up, right? And Bitcoin has had zero reaction. Bitcoin has had zero reaction. I mean, it's basically people have given up on Bitcoin. I mean, they're just bored with it. It's kind of over, guys. The pump is over. Okay, the pump is over. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm looking at it again. I'm wrong. Look at this shit. Okay, I will admit when I'm wrong. We're up. I'm looking at the chart. It looks like it may be making it. Oh shit! Look at this. You know what? When I'm wrong, I will admit it. But it is garbage. It is trash. Let's take a look. It might have formed a temporary bottom. I don't know. This going in this morning, it looked like shit. Right now, technically, we got to break it above the 50 and the 200 on the 1 hour chart. I don't believe it. I don't trust the chart action. Technically, it's a buy signal. I don't trust this chart on Bitcoin. I don't trust the Bitcoin chart. I think it's a fugazi. Okay, so you know what's running? The Penny Stock Billionaire Gang is in a stock you guys have not ever heard in your life. If you guys are under the age of 40, you've never heard of the stock. Maybe your grandfather knows about the stock. But this stock is going to probably triple over the course of the next, 9 months, okay? Again, we're looking for 10 baggers, Again, this is the name of my book. My name is Jack Marks. I literally wrote the book on 10 baggers. Click the link above. Get my video course. You don't know how to read? That's okay. You don't know how to read? Get the video course. It's on WAP. Click the link above. If you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the video description below. Okay, we are talking about knock knock. Who's there? You know who's there? Nokia. That's who. Nokia, baby. So Nokia. Oh, hang on a second. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up the Nokia chart. Okay, so Nokia. We have not seen action like this in Nokia, in 100 years. I mean, so what does Nokia do? They used to make the phones. Okay, they used to make the phones, but it's an AI company. It's an AI telecom. Look at the action today. So we got into Nokia. Okay, so we bought the breakout, but we got in a little bit late. Okay, so I literally bought it right over here. Okay, we bought it literally. Hang on a second. So we bought over here, it dropped immediately. But I realized, shit, this stock wants to go higher, right? So anyway, I held on. I should have sold, but because again, you want to sell when they go below the MA. But anyway, I held on, and here we are now. Now, look at this. What we have here is we're going to be forming a cup and handle formation. Very, very powerful chart pattern. Very powerful. Nokia. We're talking about Nokia. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Who's there? Nokia. This is a massive move for Nokia. By the way, you want to see the weekly chart so you know what I'm talking about? This is your weekly chart. Again, this is exactly what I look for. This is the type of formation I look for. I look for previous high all the way up at the moon, wide base, everybody gives up, and then a breakout. We had the breakout. Now, we were not doing this thing that we're doing now, so otherwise I would have bought out over here, but here we are. But I don't mind, because I think this thing is going to go to 25 bucks. Anyway, here's the Nokia chart. We got a breakout chart. Now, here's what you got to realize, guys. Again, we got a new banger coming up. Okay, we got a new banger coming up this week on Wednesday. And if you want to get in at the grand floor, okay, you guys already know. Again, our stocks explode on day one, double, triple, or more. So if you want to get in early, you got to join us on WAP. Click the link above in the bio, because that's where we're going to tell you which platform it's going to be announced on. So that way you'll be able to jump in the first 5 seconds. That's the value. What do we charge? 95 bucks a month for everything. Nokia hasn't been around for 100 years. Yeah, it's back, baby. Nokia is back. Nokia is back. Look at that chart. Look at that chart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I never liked the Nokia phone. I don't think I ever owned a Nokia. I don't think I ever. Maybe I'm sorry. Maybe I did have a Nokia. I don't think anybody under the age of 40 has ever touched a Nokia phone. Anyway, this is the chart. We're breaking out on Nokia. You want to see TUYA? Let me tell you something crazy about TUYA. So TUYA, we got what I call an ultra high probability setup. You know what that means? It's what I talk about in the book, okay? It's what you have when you have a breakout on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly charts. Here is TUYA, the weekly chart. We're looking at TUYA. We're 258, breaking out on the weekly chart with massive volume. Guys, check this out. TikTok. Click the hearts button, okay? Here's your TUYA. Here's where we were on TUYA. Oh, no, actually, we were much higher. Here, TUYA, 25 bucks. I think we're going to go back to 25 bucks. When? Wednesday, okay? Check this out. Breakout, confirmation breakout above the 50 MA, above the 200 MA with volume. That's your weekly. How about the monthly? Check it out. The monthly. This is very, very rare to see this. Look at this. We got a breakout on the monthly. This is TUYA monthly chart, okay? TUYA monthly chart. Guys, click the hearts button. I am loaded with the calls, okay? We're loaded. We're locked and loaded. I believe after the earnings is going to run. What's going to be with the earnings? I have no idea. I don't think it's going to be anything big. By the way, breakout on the daily. This is TUYA daily chart. Close up daily chart action above the 50 and the 200 moving average, and we got a golden cross coming up, okay? So here we go, guys. TUYA is ready to beast mode, okay? TUYA ready to beast mode. Could go to $5, so I am planning to make some money, okay? Now, by the way, all our options trades that we've been giving out have been bangers, absolute bangers. They've actually, you know what's crazy? I'm going to tell you the truth. Most of our options trades for our Penny Stock Billionaire Gang, the private trading, the private Telegram, they've pretty much all doubled. Now the question is, you ask me, did I sell when they doubled? No. A lot of them I held on to and they vaporized. Because again, if I'm buying call options, I'm looking for a asymmetric. I'm looking for a 10 bagger. I'm looking for, to get in and make 10 times my money. If it's just a double, it's not that exciting. But I think what I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna recalibrate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm basically, because we're in a kind of a choppy market. We're in a choppy market, so I figure, going forward, I'm going to sell half my position, get my principal out, and let the rest ride. But I'm perfectly fine letting, letting half of these things expire worthless. I just need one or two to become 10 baggers. This guy's talking about Aduro. Aduro is a fugazi scam company. It's a total pump and dump from Canada. Complete trash. Aduro, 100% fugazi. How do I know? They got a 400 million market cap. They got zero business. And don't tell me, oh, it's like biotech. Oh, it's like biotech. It's the early stage pre-revenue company. Like Aerotine Holdings. Working. Listen, get it through your head, guys. Aduro is a fugazi Canadian pump and dump from the Canada Scam Exchange. The Canada Scam Exchange, 90% of their stocks are, I don't want to say they're frauds. They're basically legalized frauds. They're legalized frauds, okay? It's a whole pump and dump. These guys, they're a bunch of fugazis. There is no way to support a $400 million market cap when you have no revenues, and basically it's a vaporware science project, okay? So Aduro, complete piece of shit garbage, and it's going to go to zero at some point. It's going to go to zero. Let's talk about, hang on a second. What are we in, guys? Okay, so again, if you want to join us, you want to join our private trading community, it's on WAP. Click the link in the video description below if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, the Canadians. Yeah, fuck the Canadians. All right, so let's see here. We got TUYA exploding. Let's see, what else we got running? Should I tell you about some of our, look, I don't want to give you too many of our stocks that are, for our private trading community. You already know about NAT that's been running. If you want to know about the others, you got to join us. Link in the bio. Let me see what else is running. We got actually a couple nice runners. We got a biotech runner today. We got a bunch of stocks that are, solid in the green. My main focus, frankly, is TUYA right now. That's my main focus. My main focus this week is TUYA. By the way, I want to bring up a client stock that is actually very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hang on a second. Let's pull this up. CXAI, one of our client stocks. This stock has been rough. Look at this chart. It's been a disaster. Frankly, look, we got involved in, again, late December, and there was supposed to be news flow. There wasn't news flow. So, if the companies don't put out news flow regularly, it gets pretty rough. Okay. I talk about it in the book. Okay. Frankly, it was a sell, on the stock. Now, have we bottomed out? I believe we're at the bottom right now. It's at the ugliest. CXAI is looking at the ugliest. Guess what? Stock is trading at, $6 million market cap. They have probably, I don't know, 10, 12 million in cash. Yeah. This stock is trading 50 cents on the dollar. CXAI is trading 50 cents on the dollar. Okay. Basically, you're getting the stock for free. What we need, though, is we need news flow. Once these guys get some regular weekly news flow, the stock is going to wake up. Again, this is a look. I think this thing got hit with the whole AI and SaaS trade, but we're bottoming out. Let's zoom in. Let's get a macro view. This is, by the way, very rare, very, very rare for me to have this type of chart for one of our clients because, if they're putting out news, they usually can go up. But these guys, the news flow has been rough. Anyway, put this on your watch list. CXAI, guys, put this on your watch list. CXAI needs to be on your watch list for news flow. Again, this thing is trading 50 cents on the dollar, pretty much. You're getting the stock for free. Now, I know a lot of you guys are laughing. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Oh, pump and dump. Oh, pump and dump. Oh, it's a scam. It's a scam. This is a scam. Yeah, TUYA is up big time. Why? Let me ask you a question. Why did you not buy TUYA when we told you about it at 240? Okay, because, well, first of all, you were not a member of our Penny Stock Billionaire Gang. That's why you weren't in. If you were, you would have gotten the alert. Why were you not in, a couple of our stocks that are up 150% in the last month, 6 weeks? They're up 50 and 60%. We got our oil stocks that are exploding. You know why? Because you're not a member of the Penny Stock Billionaire Gang private trading group. Now, guess what? We got a new banger launching. Wednesday. Yeah. We got the new banger launching on Wednesday. This is, yes, actually, Jonathan Quayle-Higgins in the chat. Yeah, we got a private chat on WAP. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we got so when you join us on WAP, that again, link in the video description below or in the bio above if you're watching on TikTok. Here's what you get. You get the Penny Stock Billionaire Gang video course. You get the 10-bag blueprint. We got the video course, full video course. All the key concepts are explained. You have every day our private Telegram channel. We tell you the stocks that are breaking out above moving averages that could become 10-baggers. So right now we got about a dozen or so positions in stocks that have broken out. Some are up 25, 50%. Some of them are 150%. We got a few that are down a little bit. But the idea is we want to cut losses. I don't like to let losses go more than 10%. And yeah, we have losses on those. The idea is to have, your winners be bigger. You want to let your profits run, cut your losses short. Let's see. Somebody's asking about Ciata. How is Ciata? Well, P.O., thank you for asking. Well, Ciata increased 800% right after we introduced that stock. It went from $1.20 or $1.30, I think it was, to $9. So yeah, you would have made 800% profit with Ciata had you gotten it at the ground floor when we launched that stock. Just like lottery went up 300%, just like all of our stocks usually double on day one when we launch them. And by the way, we're gonna have a new banger launching on Wednesday, so pay attention. We got the new banger launching again. We've literally have a 100% win right now. The question you're asking, where is Ciata? You got to know something. Let me pull out the book. If you read my book, when do you buy and sell a stock? You guys keep asking, when do you buy and sell a stock? I'll tell you when you buy and sell. I got the rules in the book. There are 2 times to buy and sell. You read the book, okay? I have free videos here on TikTok. You can find them, or you can join us on a WAP. But I give you the rules when to buy and when to sell based on moving averages. And the other rule is this: when we're no longer working with a stock, okay, when we're no longer working with a stock, I don't know where it goes. Listen, we've had stocks that went up 5,000%, 2,000%. Okay, Peak FinTech increased 2,000%. CBDT went from 5 cents to $2.50. People made 50 times their money in 4 months, literally 4 months. Now, where is it now? The stock is at zero now. You know why it's at zero? Well, our contract with CBDT was up right around, the time when stock hit 250. And, that's it. What am I going to, by the way, the fact that the company did not renew voluntarily, I didn't want to continue with them because what am I going to do? I mean, what are we going to take it to 1,000x? No. The thing was, it was a flash in the pan. The CEO was a flake. And look, once a stock is up 10x, 99% of the time, my job is done. Okay. Once the stock is up 1,000%, I'm done. I mean, there's not much further it's going to go unless it's a NASDAQ stock, unless they got revenues. Those stocks are all basically, Canadian Scam Exchange, Toronto Scam Exchange, penny stocks that, they had some revenue, et cetera, et cetera. But, those gains, you got to get out. Once a stock is a 10 bag, or unless they have the real revenue to support it, it's not going to hang on. So it's, yeah. So anyway, look, bottom line is this: when we're not working with a client anymore, we're not responsible for that stock. Okay. If we're not working with a company anymore, it's usually a signal to sell. It means one of two things. If we're not working with a company, it means one of two things always. Okay. Either I'm not interested in working with them because the stock already went up 10x, or two, the company doesn't want to renew with us because the CEO doesn't understand stock promotion. Okay. It's one of those two things. So both of those are usually not that great. Okay. Sometimes it's like, okay, hey, we've done the job, whatever. Okay. Usually it's whatever, because again, I'm willing to do, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make a stock become a 10 bagger, as long as it's, legal, moral, and ethical. We got to be compliant with all the regulations and all that. And that's it. Anyway, so this guy saying, why are you acting like any of your stocks has gone 1,000%? You haven't seen one. Well, you haven't been following me for very long. You're basically new. You're wet behind the ears. Okay. If you look at our YouTube channel, which is link above in the bio, okay, or you get my book, you'll see all the 10 baggers. And I got a video here, okay, dummy. I got a video, okay, here on TikTok showing you one of our stocks that increased, 1,400%. I'll actually show you my entry and my exit in my personal account. The stock is EOSC from $1.24 to $16. The stock went to $20. Okay. Did I get out at the top? No, I got in at the breakout when the moving averages were breaking out on volume confirmation. I rode it to $16, sold half my position, and went to 20. I should have maybe sold at 20, but I figured, hey, maybe it's going to go higher. I let it go. I sold the rest. I basically got out at $16. Okay. So if you want to do that, you want to get the same results, get my book, get my video course. You got to get my video course because you don't know how to read. Obviously, you don't know how to read. You could benefit from the video course. Click the link above in the bio. Okay. Okay, we got the new banger coming on. It's confirmed. We got confirmation, launchpad confirmation Wednesday. By the way, you want to make some free money. By the way, this is not a buy sell recommendation. What I'm going to say. Wednesday, we have a new banger coming out. Okay, this is a client stock. Okay, the stock is ready to go to the moon. We got a breakout chart pattern, exactly like the stuff we talk about, like you saw with Nokia, like you saw with Nat, like you saw with all these stocks, like you saw with TUYA. You're getting it at the ground floor. This thing is ready to go to the moon. Okay, it's trading below cash value. You got a CEO that gets it. That's very important. You got to have a CEO that understands news flow and all that. This company that we're going to be putting out on Wednesday has the news flow. It's going to go to the moon. Well, not guaranteed, not investment advice. Would you be open to? Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, DM me, Jonathan Quayle-Higgins. DM me. It's going to be going to a watch collector, private watch collector meetup, right? Private watch collector meetup. I think this would be a great gift. I think this would be a great gift for the Patek Philippe private watch collector meetup. Be a great gift in those gift bags. Is this a good group? No, it's not. Alice, no, this is not a group that's for beginners new to trading. Honestly, it's not. You got to have experience, okay? What I recommend, if you're brand new to trading, I don't know. I recommend you get the book, okay? This gives you all my proven secrets. Or you can get, again, I got the video course. It's on the WAP. Click the link above or in the video description below. It'll give you all that stuff. It'll pretty much tell you, but you should have some experience. Our thing is for more like experienced trades, just being completely honest with you. Unless you are very disciplined. CHAI should be good stuff. I have no idea. We're not working with them. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with CHI. Don't know. Game and sound. Somebody's asking, is TUYA a contender? Yeah, I'm in it. I mean, again, I'm trying to pump up the stock. Yes, this is a pump and dump, a legal pump and dump. I'm telling you because I'm fully disclosing. It's not a client. I own the stock. I'm trying to pump it here, and I do intend to dump it. Yes, I do intend to dump TUYA when it goes to $20 or whatever. But to be clear, I can sell it anytime. Okay, I have a position. I can buy and sell anytime, the stock or the options. To be honest, listen, I can't pump a stock with $1 billion market cap. That's the reality. So if I could talk about TUYA till I'm, green in the face. It's not going to do anything. Okay, because it's $1 billion market cap. The only way the stock is going to move is based on what's actually happening, the fundamentals. There's no way to pump $1 billion stock, just so you understand this. The reason I'm talking about TUYA, very simple. I'm talking about for one reason only. We're here to sell subscriptions. We're here to sell subscriptions to, we're here to sell memberships to the Penny Stock Billionaire Gang. You want to become a member? Click the link above. Join us for more winning trades like that. That's what this is about. We are here to sell memberships. Okay, we're here to tell you about our stocks that are exploding, that are going to the moon, so that you see what we're doing, and you can get in at the ground floor by joining us, so you get a private Telegram channel. Unbelievable but true. We got Brian C, Gen X day trader. This guy's funny. TUYA or Tigo? Wow, good question. TUYA or Tigo? Well, today, I think this week it's going to be TUYA. Tigo is kind of stuck. It's kind of in a consolidation range. We broke out to 450, 430, excuse me, couldn't hold it. It's bouncing off support. I'm getting annoyed with this stock, frankly. I'm really getting annoyed with this. It's dragging on a long time. They did a financing that kind of threw it off. I don't know. The chart is up. We got it on the screen over here. There's your Tigo. Again, this is one of our stocks that, doubled, more than doubled. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know how you do that, Jonathan. How do you give the WAP invite to a friend? Oh, how do you do it? You go to the link. You go to the link and you just send it to your friend. What do you think about CXAI? Great question. I think CXAI is at the bottom and it's ready to go higher. The fundamentals, this company has basically more in cash than the stock is trading at. In other words, CXAI is trading at like what are we at? 18 cents. They have like 30 cents in cash, okay, per share. What I'm saying, okay. So basically, the market cap today is about 6 million. The cash in the bank is like something like 10 or 12 million. So this thing is trading 50 cents on the dollar. So And it just got hammered with the whole AI trade, frankly. And listen, two things. I'm blaming it partially on the company for not putting out news. And I've talked to the CEO. I told him, I'm not hiding anything. And so they're gonna have news. Hopefully they're gonna have news. But yeah, listen. Without news flow, investors get bored. That's the reality. This is every CEO I tell them. I talk about it in the book. News flow is absolutely essential. We got to have news, at least one release. We must have, must have 3 news releases per month minimum. New banger, Gambino. Yeah, we got a new banger coming out Wednesday, baby. What do we got? A bunch of broke bitches. We got a bunch of brokesters on TikTok complaining, whining, complaining. Man, lost money. I mean, we got a bunch of haters. It's so funny. It is so funny. I mean, we could have a stock that goes up to, nobody, everybody forgets about it. They only want, everybody only loves you once a stock is up 1,000%. And then they complain about, this guy's funny. And then they complain about, what do you call it? Everybody buys these stocks after they're up, 1,000%. Why aren't you guys buying at the ground floor when we first tell you about it? Blame yourselves. Traverse City Realtor. The only drone stock we're in right now, should I tell you the drone stock we're in? I'll tell you 2 stocks. Yeah, fuck it, I'll tell you. ONDS. We own ONDS, which had a beautiful breakout today. Look at this ONDS breakout. So this is a stock we're in. It's a stock I am in, ONDS. I got into it right over here on this breakout. Okay, this was the breakout above the 50 MA, and it reversed. Okay, I was wrong, but it looks like it wants to go higher, so I'm holding on, and boom, it pops, and now it's you had to break it again today, and it pulls back. I'm a little bit annoyed by this type of market action, frankly. I'm annoyed. Look, the space stocks have been kind of under pressure. What happens with Rocket Lab? Let's see what Rocket Lab is doing. RKLB, it's a stock I made money and lost money on. I don't even know what's going on. It's had so many fake outs. Over the last 2 months. It's been brutal. It's because it has been able to find a trend. What else we're in? I'm going to give you another stock we're in right now. Penny Stock Billionaire Gang. Red Wire, RDW. RDW showing a breakout on the charts. We need to get above 1050, 1061. We need to get above 1061 on Red Wire for confirmation. The Red Wire is a bit of a, it looks promising. Very promising. This is funny. Funny stuff. Drone stocks. The Iranians have good drones. The Iranians have good drones. Okay, here we go. You know what? To be honest, Palantir is a stock. I've gotten it early and sold too early. I had Palantir like I think it was 14 or whatever, and I got out because I got shaken out of it. I think I got stopped out of it. It was somewhere in the teens, and I forgot about it. And look where we are today. So yeah, listen, you win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. But Palantir, I'm sad to say I did not ride the trend. The key is, again, you got to be in at the ground floor. You got to get in early. Okay. Let's see. What are we talking about here today? Okay, we're about to log off here. We're just gonna close up on. Let me see. What do we have that's running? What do we have that's running? Gold. The gold trade is hasn't. The gold trade has gone sideways. The gold trade has gone sideways. Shit. What is going on with KGC? So anyway, KGC Kinross. We were in the Kinross. The gold looked like you had this beautiful chart set up. It looked like it was going to explode. Today, gold should have exploded. It really should have gone to the upside. And look where it is. Kinross has gone in the exact opposite direction. It's gone in the exact opposite direction. Hang on a second. Let's pull up the extended hours. Yeah, what happened is it gapped up pre-market. We had a gap up pre-market, and it went sideways. Yeah, this has happened to. Yeah, the market got ahead of itself. Look, guys, here's what I think the reality is with Iran. Let me give you my geopolitical assessment. We're going to give you the geopolitical assessment. We're going to give you the geopolitical assessment. Yeah, news flow is essential. Look, news flow. I always say news flow is the pulse of a stock. If you want to know how a stock is doing, it's like you got to check the news flow. You got to check the pulse. That's the pulse of the business. You show me a company that hasn't had news in the last, 2 weeks, I'll show you a dead stock. You got to have news. The only time you can get away with not having news is, if you're like $1 billion company, you already have institutional coverage, like TUYA. TUYA has Goldman Sachs. They got Jeffries. They got the who's who. Okay, it's $1 billion company. They pay a dividend even. Okay, so so they don't need to put out news every day. But if you're in a penny stock, you better have news. Otherwise, investors move on. Let's see here. Okay, so what's going on with Kinross? So here's the deal, guys. My take on the whole Iran thing is it's going to drag on for a little while. Will Trump put boots on the ground? Absolutely not. Trump is not the type of guy, okay? Trump is not the type of guy to get deeply involved. He's got no attention span for that. So he's not putting boots on the ground in Iran, okay? They're going to do the bombardment. They're going to keep going as long as it takes. And it's going to be a while because everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be over a week. They got the Ayatollah. They got the... No, you got to realize they got a whole infrastructure. They got a whole government infrastructure. And they're true believers. The Iranian, the IRGC, the Shias, they're true believers. They're waiting for the apocalypse. They're not going to give up. They're not giving up. The Iranians will not give up. They're going to be dead. Okay, they'd rather be dead than give up. So this is going to drag on basically till they're dead, which could be, could be a week. Now, again, Trump will not send boots on the ground. So they're depending on the army turning on, the government and the people basically. So here's the thing. So the government, they killed 35,000 people, right? During the protest, the Iranian government killed 35,000 people, right? So, these people are worried that, if they lose power, they're going to be hanging. They're going to be hanging from nooses, from the gallows. The Iranians are going to be hanging from the gallows like Haman. By the way, this is Purim. You know what that is? You Google it. That's tonight. Big holiday. Purim. Big Persian holiday. You Google it, okay? They're going to be hanging like Haman. So the Iranians are not going to go down that easy. So this is going to drag on. There will not be any boots on the ground. Oil will be going up. I believe the oil stocks are going to be reversing back to the upside. The oils are going to go higher. We have a structural bull market in oil. I think the gold is going to pick back up. And I actually believe that the markets are going to start running and exploding by Wednesday. Anything on WorkSport? No, we're not working with WorkSport anymore. Our contract is up. And yeah, they got their own ideas, whatever. I wish them the best. I wish WorkSport the best. I wish WorkSport the best. We're not working with them. Not every company wants to continue. Listen, a lot of companies, they, like a lot of stocks, they kind of sign up with us because they want to get, action in the stock so that they could raise some capital, which is what happened, thanks to us. Look, our clients have raised like $2 billion or more in the last, couple of years. And these are small companies, right? So in the aggregate, as a direct result of yours truly, they've raised over $2 billion. Okay. So, what happened to WGRX? I have no, it was actually, I got to reach out to the new people because WGRX is absolutely insane. The management basically got kicked out, like literally. I don't know what the hell happened. Silver is a scam. I don't believe silver. I think oil is a better winner long term than gold. Gold is just a speculation. Oil is actually real. Oil is real. The oil trade is real. Let me pull up silver. I really hate silver. Silver is really such a garbage. It's for lowlives. I mean, silver is really for the scum of the earth. No offense, but if you're offended, you deserve it. Let's see here. Yeah, silver is absolute garbage. I think this could be it for silver. You know what? It's interesting with gold. I'm looking at this chart here. With gold, again, I had gold for like 4 years. I'm up. I made like 5x on my gold stocks. Kinross and AEM. I sold them in January when we hit 4,900. Because I thought that was it. It was a parabolic move. But then the chart formation looks like shit. It might be going higher. So I bought calls on Kinross. Not that many. Maybe I should have bought more. Maybe yes, no. But, this chart pattern may not hold. I mean, I don't know. And gold actually looks pretty good. I think gold, I don't know, gold. Yeah, gold is much better than the silver. What I do need to have Kinross, bust the move this week. Otherwise, my options will go worthless. And we don't want that to happen. All right, gentlemen, and I do mean gentlemen. All right, guys, hang on a second. Okay, I'm going to be logging off here. We got TUYA ready to go beast mode. Look at this volume. Look at this massive volume increase, guys. Check it out. TikTok. Click the hearts button. And otherwise, I'm going to drop the TikTokers. Look at this massive move. Look at this massive volume on TUYA. Okay. Why am I telling you about TUYA? So that to join our private trading community, so you get in early when we give you the new banger. Okay. We're here to sell subscriptions, guys. Get it into your head. We need to sell subscriptions. It's hard out there. The UCLA, no, they actually, no. That's the thing. They don't teach us. They don't teach that. You gotta learn it the hard way, or you gotta get my book. You gotta get the 10-bagger blueprint. Eddie, you can get the book and you can learn the secrets, to doing this. Pork bellies, silver since 80. This guy's. No, that's funny. That is very funny. No, I actually, no, my only involvement with commodity futures was I got my commodity futures license when I was about 16. And that was late 80s, I think 89. I forgot when it was. And then I worked at the commodity exchange. I was at the COMEX, not the COMEX. No, I did work at the COMEX. No, excuse me. No, the New York Mercantile Exchange. That's what. They were all together. It was platinum, palladium. So the only thing I did with metals was platinum, palladium. Then I did coffee, sugar, and cocoa. and cotton and the dollar index. The dollar index. Funny. All right, guys, check it out. We got a lot of tomato cans and window liquors here on YouTube. The YouTube is the window liquor. You know, my main audience is TikTok, guys. You got to realize the YouTube window liquors. You know, we got, you know, I got like 80,000 guys. You got to realize I got like 80,000 followers on the TikTok. We got like thousands of views. The YouTube is for the old people. YouTube is like, you know, I mean, I think the people on YouTube are like, you know, people that are basically, you know, I don't know, what are they, like 80 years old on average? I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable. Let's see here. Okay, hang on a second. Let's pull up. Let's do one last. Let's do. We got, you know the one thing on YouTube is we got the good comedians. Look, we got the comedians on YouTube. We got the haters on TikTok. TTD. I don't know TTD. You know which stock I'm interested in? I'm not going to tell you stock, but I got one on the watch list. I'm not going to tell you guys about it because it's only for members of our private trading community. It could be an absolute banger. Hang on a second. How we doing? How we doing here? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna find out tomorrow. You'll know by tomorrow what's going on with TUYA because the only thing holding the stock back is the earnings. The earnings calls today. So, you know, after the earnings call, people can move. The volume is going to be, we're probably going to have 4 or 5 million volume. It's going to be massive volume today on TUYA. TUYA is going to have big volume today. So that's very, very bullish. Okay, let's pull up NAT, one of our oil stocks, tankers, baby. 599. So we're consolidating here. Nice little consolidation, and then it could run. Yep. Let's see. What are we pushing here today? Okay, CXA. Yeah, CXI is rough day. Again, you got to buy these stocks when they're at the ugliest. Again, this is not a buy, sell, or hold recommendation, but that's just the reality of the markets. You got to buy when the blood is running in the streets. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. For the haters. Look, the haters, listen, the haters are most of the haters are brokesters. You got to understand, haters are rocket fuel. When you have haters, okay, like we have right now on TikTok, we got a bunch of haters. We got the haterade going strong on TikTok. You know, it's usually a bunch of tomato cans and window lickers who got into a stock. Here's what happens, okay? Like, you know, these tomato cans, they don't want to buy the stock when it's cheap because, you know, they're smart. They're all geniuses. They're all smart. Oh, it's a scam. It's this and that. So they wait. They don't want to buy when we introduce a stock. They don't want to buy. They want to buy a stock after it's already increased 500%, 1,000%. And what happens? There's a shakeout. There's always a shakeout. And then they blame me. They blame me that they bought the stock after it already ran up, you know, 500% or whatever it is. You know, these window lickers and crayon eaters, especially on TikTok, okay, they need to understand. You got to buy early. You got to get at the ground floor. If you get it at the ground floor, you're not going to fall, you know, into the basement. You understand? You get on the ground floor, you can't go any lower. If you buy on the 3rd floor, you can fall out the window. On the 5th floor, you can fall out the window. On the ground floor, where are you going to go, right? So the risk is lower. I'm a low risk guy. I like to buy at the ground floor. You know, these TikTokers, they want to buy momentum. So anyway, we got yeah, NAT By the way, we got more. We got more than just that. We got a whole bunch of oil and gas trades that are going to the moon. We got a couple of tanker stocks and oil and gas services that are going to increase, I believe, 20x, literally 20x, 20x. Okay, I'm talking about 2,000%. We're talking about making potentially a generational, generational trade there. Eddie, you want me to ban you? I mean, you got nothing to add, Eddie. I'm going to ban this guy. This guy's got nothing to add. This guy's got nothing to add. Tomato can. Yeah, we got to get these. Yeah, this is a tomato can free channel here. Let that be a warning. The ban hammer will drop without notice. Anyway, guys, the new banger is on the launch pad. Let me pull up the chart. Let me see how it's doing. By the way, here's what you got to know. The new stock we're going to be introducing. We got a beautiful, beautiful chart setup. Oh shit, it's starting to move. We got a beautiful chart setup. Okay, I hope it doesn't break out above this 200 before we introduce it. I really hope so. Yeah, we got a beautiful chart setup, and the stock is what I call a built-in profit. We got a built-in profit in the new stock. Why am I saying that? Because the new banger is trading at a deep discount to cash in the bank, baby, cash in the bank. It's like you're buying a $100 bill for 75 cents. Somebody's asking, is WorkSport dead? I have no idea. We haven't really done anything with WorkSport in a while. Like, the CIA has been the CIA. The CEO has been MIA. Okay, we've reached out to them to do live. They're busy, whatever. I don't know. They got, they got their own agenda or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Okay, hang on a second. We gotta drop the ban hammer on some tomato cans that are useless. Okay, the AD never calling guy. Oh, you're on C+. You're on a WAP. Oh, you're the guy. Okay, you're the guy that texts me. Well, hold on a second. How can you be asking me that question? It's your name is C++. I'm assuming it means developer, right? It means like developer or something. So okay. So WAP sends an email. You got an email automatically. They tell you how to do it. So basically, you follow the instructions from WAP. I don't know how to do it myself. Like, honestly, I don't know how to explain it. They have, and I hate to say this, but they do have support. I don't want to send you the other. I'm not sure. I just don't know how to do it myself. Listen, I'm not technically. You know how much trouble I have had with them, and they're basically a bunch of idiots. They don't. It's all by email. It's a bunch of kids. They don't pick up the phone. It's all by email. You got to do it like email stuff. So I don't know how to do it. But I can tell you this: they will help you. I mean, they have support that actually does all that stuff. So they will work with you. They'll fix. I mean, they're very patient. I don't know how to explain how to do it. That's the problem. I don't know how to explain how to do it. If you ask them, they'll help you do it. But they do give you instructions for basically setting up the private Telegram. So I wish I could do better than that. That's but I'm not technically. Most people have not had. I mean, like I could tell you this: 99% of the time, nobody has problems. 1%, 2%. Yeah, we do have some people like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't work with their browser or something, and then they got to go through it. It's a whole thing. So, yeah. Do you do private phone calls? If you give me client stocks, yeah, for client companies, yes. All client companies. I don't need stock picks. I got plenty of stock. I don't need stock picks. But if you have client companies, if you have publicly traded companies that are deeply undervalued, that have catalysts for upside, that can become 10 baggers, that just need more eyeballs on a stock, I'm happy to help them out. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're going to be logging off in the next 30 seconds here. Let's see what's going to. I think TUYA is pretty much done for the day. I don't think that they're going to be moving much. I think they're going to be hanging around this range. If we get a close, 255, 260 is good. Yeah, earnings are today. Earnings are today. Again, let me just be very, very clear. Let me repeat for the 90th time on TUYA. They're not a client stock. It's a stock I own personally. I can buy and sell anytime. Okay, it's just my own money in the stock. I got the calls. I got the stock. I'm in it for potentially 10x. I'm talking about TUYA because I want you, the people on TikTok and YouTube, to know that this TUYA is exactly the type of stock that we give our audience every day on our private Telegram channel. On our private Telegram channel, we give you guys bangers every day, stocks that are breaking out of key chart patterns that are ready to go to the moon and increase 1,000% or more. And we've had many, many, many winners already. Okay, so here's to your 100x. TikTok, AMF. All right, TikTok out. Okay, look at this. All right, YouTube. We're gonna get some super chats. I think this is the super chat audience here. We got the super chat. You know, we're doing a fundraiser here. We got lawsuits. We got a fund. Here we go. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.